Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to another Haynes for Heroes live stream. And today we are doing a character tier list for all the characters in Eyes of Wakanda. If you haven't seen it yet, it's a new MCU anthology series on Disney Plus. Only 4 episodes long. It's animated. So if you haven't seen it and you don't want anything to get spoiled, you should probably hop off, go watch it, and then come back. So here we go. Here is our tier list for right now, and I try to get as many characters as I can. There's not a lot that's named, and the ones that are don't have a lot of pictures, but we're gonna go through this, and I think I got a nice little bunch here. But so far, let's go over the tier list in case you're new here, never been on part of the tier list live stream before. Obviously, at the bottom of the tier, we have C tier characters. Now, these are characters that, don't do nothing for me. They could have not existed at all, and I wouldn't even have noticed. They have no real impact. Well, they kind of have impact on the story, but not so much that I care about. So that's where the C tier characters go. Then we got B tier characters. These are good characters I like, and they have potential for greatness. But, they just don't quite have it all there. A tier characters, these are great characters. These are characters I enjoy. I like their character development, whatever the issue is. Whatever the pros are of these characters, that's where they go. And God tier, these are the characters that are my absolute favorite of the series. Absolute favorites. I love them and I want more of them. God tier. Now, there used to be a D tier, but those are for characters that I absolutely despise, and not in terms of like their character, but just how they don't contribute anything to the series. They actually take away from the series, and that's where D tier usually goes. But I don't normally have a lot of D tier, so if it's all right with you, I decided to take that out. But here we go. I'm ready to get into this. Oh, one more thing. Everything that I talk about, when I'm talking about the characters, I am never talking about the performers themselves. In this case, voice actors. No, if I'm talking bad about a character, let me get close to you so you understand. If I'm talking bad about a character, I'm not at all attacking the human being behind the character. I'm not attacking the actor, the performer, the voice actor. They're just doing their jobs. They're being told as they are directed to do. So any criticisms, any harsh words I may have for characters does not apply to those performers. So we're clear. I'm trying to have a small, little toxicness in this live stream as possible, but it's going to be a fun time. But of course, with each and every character, I'm going to give you an opportunity to tell me, where would you put them on your tier? Can I talk today? Where would you put them on your tier list? Maybe you have a D tier list for yourself with these characters, but let's go ahead and get right into it. So first off, let's see. Here we have, I like to call them can y'all see? I like to call them the Lion's Guard. Now, these are the henchmen of the Lion, the main villain of the first episode, Eyes of Wakanda. And I just bunched them as a group because I can't find a solid picture of each of them alone. But what I like about these characters is, let me get a little bit bigger, is I like how it shows how expansive the Lion's pirate empire is, because obviously he went all over the world because each member of this Lion Guard appear to be of like a different nationality. We have the samurai, we have the Viking, the assassin, and they each have their own thing, which is really cool. And I liked their ruthlessness. They're definitely evil characters, though they don't last very long. Spoilers, obviously, if you haven't seen it, just a warning. They don't last very long, but they die in epic ways. So I got to give them that. But once again, they're like cannon fodder. So I'm going to put them in B tier. They really cool potential. Really cool potential. If this was a longer series, maybe the whole 4 episodes was about this specific timeline, which honestly would have been cool too. I would have liked to have seen more of them, definitely. So yeah, they're good. I'm trying to show you the big view. So we're going to put them over on B tier. But I forgot to do this already. Look, we're making rookie mistakes, but it's okay. Where would you put the Lion's Guard on your tier list? Go ahead and let me know in the chat. If you're watching the replay, put it down in the comments. Where would you put the Lion's Guard of the lion. That's what I'm calling him, the Lion's Guard. I don't know if that's what they're officially called, but that's where we go. Where would you put him? It's like 90 something degrees. My place does not have the best insulation, so hydration is key. All right, let's move on to the next character on this here tier list, Odysseus. Odysseus. Now, I am a big fan of the Odyssey. I loved that story growing up as a kid. So I was a little excited seeing Odysseus in this episode. I think he was in the second episode where we follow the Trojan War. And as much as I like Odysseus, I did like the direction they took on him, having him be like really arrogant and just kind of full of himself, because that's kind of what he is in the Odyssey, pretty much. That's what gets him in all that trouble. So I did like that take. But other than that, he doesn't really serve a purpose other than building the Trojan horse. I mean, but it's just he'll pop up here and there, say something really mean, and you're just like, what, Odysseus? And then he'll leave. And then, we just keep following the main character of that episode, Memnon. But I like Odysseus. I like Odysseus as a character in other stories. In this series, he doesn't do much for me. But before I tell you where I placed him on my tier list, where would you put Odysseus on your tier list in Eyes of Wakanda? Let me know in the chat or in the comments if you're watching the replay. Where would you put him? God tier, A tier, B tier, C tier? Or if you have a just burning hatred for this guy, maybe he's in your D tier. Hydration. So I put him in C tier. I'm just like, you're here, you're in the series, but you don't serve like a true purpose. I mean, besides building the Trojan horse, which I guess is important for the Trojan War. But in this series, he's only visible for he's only in like 2 scenes for like 10 seconds each, if I'm being generous. So he's not utilized enough. They could have just talked about him and him not appear, and it would have gone the same way. He really served no purpose, so that's fine. All right, now I don't really have this in any particular order. I just tried doing like least important characters to now we're getting into the more important characters, starting with the Lion, the main villain of episode 1. Now, so the Lion is a Wakandan traitor or defector who wanted to escape Wakanda and find freedom of his own. And of course, by finding his own freedom, that includes enslaving a bunch of people with using vibranium weapons, which is messed up. But as a villain, the Lion is really cool. Like, I love his character design. I love his aura. And it's so cool how he uses his weapons. Everything he has is vibranium. He has the vibranium mask. He has like the spear that also like shoots lasers. It's awesome. But at one point in the fight with Nani, he uses his cape as a weapon. He like takes it off and just starts whipping it around. And I just thought that was the coolest thing. And I like that. Like, this guy is so tight. And he, his whole thing is he portrays himself as a god to these lesser people. And I believed it. He had that godly aura about him. And honestly, I would love to see a version of this character in a live action like movie or series, just because he was so cool. Like, I know this technically takes place in the past of the MCU, so it wouldn't make sense to have this same character reappear, but have like a descendant of the Lion or something. Like, he's acting like a god. I'm sure he's been with women and had children. Like, that's what these types of villains typically do. So maybe there's a descendant of the Lion that can appear in the MCU one day. I would absolutely love to see that. But before I reveal where I put him on my tier list, where would you put him on yours? I'll give you a few seconds to put it down in the chat or comments. And you can't trust the Lion because he be lying. Oh, I had to do it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I had to get that out. That's just been sitting in my head all day. Ah. All right, here we go. Here's where I put the line on my tier list. God tier. He believes he is a god, and I'll shoot, I believe it too. This guy was dope, and I want to see more of him in the MCU. I think he, like, personally, he's my favorite character in this whole series. I'm just going to let you know now. This guy was dope. I want to see more of the Lion. And it would make sense that they would bring him over to the live action MCU. Like, that would be so awesome to see the Black Panther fighting the Lion. That'd be dope. Maybe give him, like, some, superpowers so he can better contend with Black Panther. Because I know the Lion isn't technically a superhuman lion. He's just highly trained, and he has all the vibranium stuff, which is cool. All right. Next on our tier list, we got Nani. Nani. Now, she's the main character of episode 1. She is the first watchdog in Wakandan history, I think. That might be correct. Or the official watchdog of Wakanda. And, this woman, let me tell you all something. One of my favorite superpowers is just hands. Like, just throwing hands. And that's what Nani does. She just seeks that action. She just wants the smoke. And it was absolutely what really got me invested in her character is in episode 1, it starts off as like a stealth mission. She's trying to get to the lion, and without while avoiding detection and causing a stir. It's a step, and she treats it like, have you ever played Assassin's Creed and it gives you like, hey, you can sneak in to assassinate the target, or you can just stealth is an option, basically. So she does the stealth part for like 2 minutes, and then it's just chaos. She's just blowing up boats and starting fires and causing the Lion's Guard to kill each other accidentally. It was crazy. She was a monster. And while the lion was taking his sweet time getting ready for this fight, she is just terrorizing the entire fleet of the Lion's pirate empire, and it was awesome. And she was so cool. And later in the episode, she even gets an eye patch, and an eye patch automatically makes you even cooler. So I really enjoyed this character. Another character I would love to have seen in live action, but but once again, this is from Wakanda's past, so it wouldn't make sense for her to be in live action. But if you can have a character similar to this, that would be awesome. I would watch a whole movie about this woman, because she was just so cool. Like, I'm all about that action. She was about that action. She's like, you know what? Stealth's an option. I'm just gonna burn everything down. And I respected that. But before I show you where I put her on the tier list, where would you put Nani on your tier list? Let me give you a couple minutes, a few seconds to do that. Put it in the chat for me. Yeah. Though this picture does disturb me. Real quick, I really liked the animation of this series, but the way that it made the characters look is just, I don't know. It's unsettling to me. Like, the proportions of her head are weird. It's like it's a regular head, and then it gets skinny on top. Like, I don't know. It was just it made me uncomfortable. Just all the character designs is like, the animation itself looked cool. I liked it, but it's just the people. It was just unsettling. Like, if I saw a person that looked like this in real life, I wouldn't say anything, because that would be rude, and we don't judge people by their looks. But in terms of animation, this is unsettling. But anyway, I digress. I put Nani also in God tier. She was cool. I liked her. And I just want to see her cause more chaos. Like, I will watch a whole, like, Jason Bourne-esque spy thriller about Wakanda. Like, I'm surprised they didn't do this in live action. That was one of my critiques about it in my review. Like, a live action of this series with a much bigger scope, I think would have been better. But I like Nani. She goes into God tier. Let's get into characters from episode 2 now. And I know I mentioned Odysseus earlier, but he wasn't that important. I just wanted to get him out of the way. Now we have Achilles, the Greek hero Achilles. Now, another character, like I'm a big fan of Greek mythology. I like Achilles as a character. In this series, though, kind of like Odysseus, he doesn't do much. Though Achilles has a bigger role to play. He is like the best friend of the main character of the episode, Memnon. And oh, excuse me, ill. I had to burp. That was disgusting. Sorry. He is the best friend of Memnon, and you know he's looking for glory. He wants the glory of for the glory of Greece. I think he was kind of too for Greece. I don't know if that's how he is in the original. I haven't read the Iliad in a while, but anyway, Achilles in Eyes of Wakanda, he just seemed like an typical good warrior type of guy to me. Though there was one part where he threw his sword at a dude and the dude blocked it with his shield, and then Achilles came up and kicked the sword into the dude through the shield. That was cool. So that definitely got him coolness points with me. But otherwise, Achilles is just running around screaming about something. He likes to scream in this episode. So I didn't really care for him that much. Though the sword thing, that was awesome. So that gave him some, I bumped him up a little for that. That was just me. That was just really impressive for me. But where would you put Achilles on your tier list? Let me give you a couple seconds to answer that. Put it in the chat, or if you're watching the replay, put it in the comments. Where does Achilles go on your tier list? Maybe you put him in your D tier. Maybe in D tier. Because, he was screaming too much, which is valid. It was his only voice lines. Ah! No, I exaggerate. I exaggerate just a little. All right. Yeah. So for Achilles, I put him in B tier. He definitely served a purpose. He had cool moments. Not my favorite, but, that's where we are. It's okay. It's okay. Nothing's wrong with B tier. B tier is a good place to be. It means you have potential. And Achilles definitely has potential. But here is our tier list so far. Let me know in the chat. How would you rearrange that? Do you agree so far? Where would you switch it around? I'm surprised. You're probably surprised we don't have any A tier characters left. Ooh, still got plenty. Still got plenty to go. But who would you rearrange? Where would you put who? Who would you put where on this tier list? Let me know in the chats. All right, let's see. Who's next? Now we got Memnon. And I forgot his Wakanda name. I couldn't look it up. But Memnon. So he is Achilles' best friend, and he's helping Greece invade Troy. But obviously, he wants to retrieve some stolen vibranium that is within Troy. So Memnon. I liked Memnon. He was, he was just one of those characters that is just by the books, real chill, real kind. He's the gentle giant, and we all love us some gentle giants. But though when he fought, he was anything but gentle. And that was another thing. He didn't use weapons. Like, you're in the middle of the Trojan War. Like, he's fighting dudes with swords and shields, and he's just like, I'm a big guy, and I have my fist. Like, I don't remember him using a sword. The only time I seen him use a sword is when he sliced Achilles. Spoiler alert! Like, that was kind of unnecessary. You had the dude by the leg. You went like that. But Memnon was lightweight, a beast, and it was also really cool when it's revealed that he had like vibranium weapons for his arms, and that's probably why he was just resorting to punch. But he didn't use it until he fought Achilles, which, I just thought he was really cool. I really liked Memnon. I honestly wanted more of him in this series because it gives him this episode, and then it's just like, you're gone. But what did you think of Memnon? Where would you put him on your tier list? Go ahead and put it down in the chats or in the comments if you're watching the replay. I really liked him. I really liked Memnon. But like I said earlier, I just wanted more of him. That's the annoying thing about this. Like, real quick, let me go on a tangent. I don't like how we keep getting these MCU series with just very little episodes. Like, just commit to something. Give us more. Like they did all right with Daredevil. Like how many episodes of Daredevil was it? It was like 9 or 10. Like that's okay. That's still honestly a little too short, but something like 4 episodes. Like come on, man. Like that was just if you're gonna put something out there, put something out there that I can consume for a period of time. Like I don't want to have to finish everything in one day. That's just me though. All right. Where am I putting Memnon? I put Memnon in A tier. Once again, I'm a sucker for Gentle Giants. He was really cool. And yeah, A tier. Here we go. Any questions? Do y'all agree? Maybe you're like, nah, you're giving him too much credit. Put him in B tier. That's okay. We can all have opinions. Sorry, my cat is right next to me, looking so cute. She's just showing her belly. Hi, baby girl. Hi. I know it's hot. Okay, sorry. The cat distracts me. All right. Next up on our tier list, Captain Ebo. Captain Ebo. He is from episode 3. He's not the main character. He's one of the main. He's not the main character. He is the side character of this episode. One of the close friends and like higher up of Agent Basha. And usually, I don't like these types of characters that are super not goody two shoes, but like by the book, follow the rules, very strict on like orders and all that. But in this case, in this story, I was for him because I'm like, bruh, Agent Basha's not doing his job right. And he keeps getting Captain Ebo in trouble. So I understand Ebo's frustration. Like, I felt him in my soul. And even then, he was still trying to help his friend out. Even though his friend was putting him in a horrible situation, he was still trying to help him out. And I really respected that. And, he doesn't do much. He doesn't do too much. But for what he does do, it brings a lot of value to the episode. It really helps Agent Basha with, everything going on. I don't want to spoil too like this. There is spoiler, I'll spoil it. Sorry. Go watch it if you don't want to be spoiled. When the Iron Fist is attacking Wakanda, trying to get back the artifact that Agent Basha took from her village, Captain Ebo was really putting it down, trying to help, trying to keep her away from the artifact. And I respected him for it. But where would you put Captain Ebo on your tier list? Here. Oh, thank goodness. The AC's kicking on. So I put Captain Ebo on A tier. I really liked him. Just a good guy. Just a good guy. Just doing his job. And I respect that. All right. Oop. Let me make that bigger. So here is our tier list so far. We got just 5 more characters. And if there's any characters I missed, please let me know. Please let me know in the chat, or if you're watching the replay, put it in the comments, and I'll do like an improvised tier ranking for that character. But next up, we have the legendary, the immortal Iron Fist. I was not expecting, well, until the trailer at least, not expecting Iron Fist to appear in this series, and I'm really glad that she did because she was awesome. Obviously, this isn't... Oh, excuse me. Oh, my goodness. Ugh. Burp. Obviously, this isn't the same Iron Fist that we know of, like Danny Rand in the current timeline. This is a past, the ancestor of the Iron Fist. But one, I'm really excited about it because it confirms that there is an Iron Fist in the MCU. And two, that Kunlun, I can't say the city, the village where Iron Fist comes from, Kunlun comes from, like, that's a real place in the MCU. And maybe one day, because this character is introduced in it, that means we're going to see a live action version. So, absolutely. But anyway, I really like this version of Iron Fist because, one, how she was able to infiltrate Wakanda was super dope. And also, she was just putting hands on everybody, which, it makes sense. She's the Iron Fist. Like, my favorite part is when she gets locked into that cafeteria full of Wakandan warriors, and she's just like, well, all of you can get it. And they sure did. She was beating up everybody. And Wakandan warriors are no slouches. But for even though she's the Iron Fist, that was still really impressive and awesome. I just thought she was really cool. See, I loved her mask. Like, it's just comic accurate. And then she, of course, she had the iron fist. Not, if you're not familiar with the character, she doesn't have a literal iron fist. It's like the magic of a dragon in her fist. And it was so cool. It was awesome. I'm glad she's finally in the MCU. This is official. It's canon. Maybe we'll see more of her. But where would you put the Iron Fist on your tier list before I show you? Let me know in the chats or in the comments if you're watching the replay. But I'm going to put the Iron Fist in God tier. I was so excited for her. I thought she was so cool. And I was a bit disappointed she wasn't in every episode because, you know, the immortal. I know that's not literal immortal, but a guy can hope. A guy can hope. I wanted more. All right. And then finally, let's get in the main character, Agent Basha. I think it's Basha. Now, hold on. I need a water break. Oh, it's hot. Pray for me, y'all. Pray for me. I don't die of dehydration. Anyway, Agent Basha is the main character of episode 3, where, you know, he goes to, I'm assuming it's the village of Kunlun. He gains the trust of the Iron Fist, or he doesn't know she's Iron Fist yet, but, you know, they kind of have a, you know, little fling, and then he takes the vibranium, which is embedded in the statue of this dragon that the village worships. I didn't like him. Like, I liked him for the most part in terms of his skills, like skill-wise, really cool. But just as a person, he was really annoying to me. He was very childish. He put everyone in danger by not doing the mission the right way. Instead of just taking the piece of the statue that had the vibranium on it, he just took the whole statue, which put all of Wakanda in jeopardy. Like, bro, your whole mission is to not be seen. Like, what are you doing? But he was frustrating. And then at the end of the episode, he had like a Disney Channel-esque, like, oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I shouldn't have been acting like that. I should have just trusted you because of, you know, one of those little montages I thought was really annoying and kind of like poor writing on his part. It just made me like, oh, this dude's a child. Why are you trusted to be a war dog? Like, look at all the damage that you caused today. If it wasn't for Captain Ebo covering your back, you would have been, I don't know what would have happened to him. You think Wakanda would have put him to death for that? Maybe. That timeline, they weren't playing. They weren't playing about their secrecy. So yeah, I didn't care for him. But what did you think of Agent Basha? Where would you put him on your tier list? Where did I put him? I think I put him in C tier. No, I put him in B tier. Oh, I think that's a mistake. I didn't hate him. So there wouldn't be a reason to put him in D tier. But I didn't like him. That was a mistake on my part. He's supposed to be in C tier. Why did I put him in B tier? Oh, no. I think I was thinking of the next characters or so. I don't know. But he's supposed to be in C tier. But maybe you have him in B tier. Maybe you liked him. Maybe you have him in God tier. I don't know. Maybe you were just like, yeah, I'm all about Agent Basha. Give me that God tier. But it's fine. It's fine. Mistakes happen. He's supposed to be in C tier, but I'll let him stay for now. All right. Got final three characters. Kuda. Now this is from the final episode 4. Kuda, another character that is just a good guy. You know, gosh darn it. Just a good guy. He's been a war dog for years. He has already cemented his legacy, and now he's the mentor of the young prince who is also aspiring to be a war dog. I like Kuda. I like a good old mentor type of guy, type of character. And I appreciated how strict he was on Tafari, the young prince, just because Tafari was starting to act like Agent Basha in terms of recklessness. And Kuda was there to, you know, keep him in check, even though it doesn't all go exactly as planned. But he's just a great guy. And we like great people here. We reward good behavior. He's just trying to follow the rules. He did kind of have a little slip up when it came to the last Panther, like coming from the future. He was just kind of a little stuck in his ways a little bit. but he grew from that, and then he made a almost heroic sacrifice. He thankfully wasn't killed by being crushed by a building. He had his vibranium gloves protecting him, which is really cool. I need to get me some vibranium gloves. Protects me from a building? Like, it's awesome. But I liked Kuda. Where did you put Kuda? I hope I'm saying his name right. I made sure to read up on the names beforehand, and then as soon as I hop on the live stream, it's all gone. But let me know down in the chats, or if you're watching the replay, put it in the comments. Where do you put Kuda on your tier list? I cannot talk today. I want to say T list. Where do you put him on his T list? Because I put him in A tier. Once again, I like to reward good behavior. He's just a good guy trying to do the right thing. I respect that. I reward that. Next, we have Tafari. Now, I know, like I said, he was in the first. I felt the same way about this character as I did about Agent Basha. Like, dude, you're too reckless. You go and get someone hurt. You know, I was like, all right, I'm getting that C tier ready for him. Like, I didn't hate him because he had cool aspects about him. But what kept him out of C tier for me is he showed growth, like, quickly, like when things were getting serious, like when they met the last Panther and, you know, she told him about the future and all that. Really cool plot line, by the way. I liked that he was just like, okay, playtime's over. Like, I got to step up. We got to do this for Wakanda's future. Like, and, you know, just real, you know, once again, it's quick character growth. There's only 4 episodes, 30 minutes long. You're only meeting him this first time. Quick character growth. But I liked that development. Like, it felt realistic. It showed that he truly cared about Wakanda, about his family, rather than his own personal glory. Now, he did want glory. He didn't want to cement himself in history. But when he understood the stakes, he quickly showed his true nature, which is to be a compassionate, caring, responsible prince. And I was just like, yes, Tafari, do that. I love that character development in him. So that saved him out of C tier. That was like, all right, no C tier for you. You redeemed yourself, Tafari. But before I show you that, where he goes on my tier list, where do you put Tafari on yours? Maybe you were just like, nope, I didn't care about his character growth. I didn't care about his redemption. It wasn't compelling enough. C tier or D tier. He almost got Kuda killed multiple times, which he did. Almost get Kuda killed, but, you know, let me know. Because I put him in A tier. Yes, we even reward growth, understanding your mistakes and growing into a bigger, better person. Yes, we love character development. A tier for Tafari. All right. And now we are on the final character. But real quick, before we get into that, how would you rearrange this tier list? Who would you put where? Like, is there anything you want to rethink? Let me know in the chats. If you're watching the replay of this, put it down in the comments. Who would you put where? We only have 1 C tier character. That's a good sign. For the most part, all the characters are cool. Well, no, we have 2 C tier characters. I forgot about Agent Basha. He tried to sneak in there. See, that's a mistake. I gotta fix that. That's on me. I can't believe I let that slide. It's all right. We'll get him next time. But let's get on the last character of this tier list, the Last Panther, which is a really cool name, honestly. The Last Panther. That's pretty dope. Oh, excuse me. Oh my gosh. I don't know what I ate. What did I eat that's making me be disgusting like that? I had chicken, I had pizza, I had yogurt, I had ice cream, I had popcorn, I had some candy. I don't know what it could be. Just kidding. I didn't have all those things. I did have some chicken. Anyway, the Last Panther. Great name. So the Last Panther is a Black Panther from the future where the world is being destroyed by this alien race called the Horde. And it's just her and the Dora Milaje that are the only survivors on Earth, supposedly. And she is the last Black Panther. Like, she is the one holding it down. And she's traveling through time to save her realm. And I thought she was so cool. I like the concept of the Last Panther. I liked her armor. It was awesome. It definitely fit that futuristic vibe. I respect how like she was just going head up with these giant alien bug things that were shooting lasers out their heads. Like she was cool. She was so cool to me. And I love me a good time traveling storyline. So, and I respected that even though the time travel could potentially kill her, she was like, nope, I'm going to keep going back until we figure out how to save the world, which once again, that plot line was so cool. But the Last Panther, this is an idea that another character that I would love to see in live action one day, which is in the future. It's a possibility, especially with Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret Wars coming up, or honestly, with all these characters, you know, with the Secret Wars and all that, and all the universes merging, maybe we can see a live action version of the Last Panther. But I thought she was epic, and I wanted to see more of her. And I thought she went down like a beast against the alien horde. Like those, it kind of made the eyes a little watery when she went, a little watery. Just for like, I love the heroic sacrifices, giving your life for the greater good. I respect that. Shouldn't be necessary, but I respect that. But before I show you where she goes on this tier list, where would you put the Last Panther on yours? Let me know real quick in the chats, or if you're watching the replay, put it down in the comments. Do. Let me get one sip of water. Like, goodness, look at that. Look at that suit. That is just so cool. I'm just looking at this again. I'm like, dang, I could dig it. I want a costume like that. I want to do cosplay one day. One day I'm going to do cosplay. And this is something I want to do. Like this Last Panther design. This looks so cool. All right. Yeah, I put her in God tier. I'm just gushing over her. She's so cool. Look at that. That's a solid list, I think. The characters were really well done, except Agent Basha. You shouldn't be. The more I talk about it, the angrier I get about it. Maybe I should bring back the D tier because I did not like Agent Basha. Yeah. So this is my tier list. What do you think of it? How would you rearrange it? Let me put it up bigger. How would you rearrange this tier list? Do you agree with it? Who would you move around? Do you think I was too generous with the God tiering? When I really enjoy a character, I really enjoy them. And that's where I felt like they all deserve to go. How would you change this tier list? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you're watching the replay or if you're on the chat, let me know real quick while I get another sip. But yes, that is my tier list for Eyes of Wakanda. I am happy, very happy with it. Now, once again, thank you so much for stopping by, for watching the video, commenting, liking, sharing. It helps the channel a lot, and I really appreciate your support. Try to come back next Saturday. Yes, next Saturday, I'm going to do another live stream. I'm going to start an MCU rewatch where I rewatch the MCU. I'm going to start with Iron Man next week. So hop on, join me, and let's talk superhero stuff. And if you've never seen Iron Man before, watch it with me, and then you can ask me questions. I can be your superhero coach. That's why I'm here. I want to help make superheroes simple for you. But if you enjoyed this live stream, go ahead and hit the like button. Subscribe to Haynes for Heroes for more. I got a couple of videos planned for this upcoming week. One revolving Eyes of Wakanda and another talking about the new Spider-Man Brand New Day teaser trailer. Like, so excited for that. And I'm going to go get started. I can't talk today. I'm going to get started on those videos. But thanks so much for stopping by. I'll see y'all next time. Have a great weekend.